All right, it's been a while, guys, but today we are finally going to do the very coveted video on how to burn in your Komodo Kamado. So, first I want to kind of remind you guys what we're working with here. We'll show you the inside of it. And what we're going to do, I received from Dennis, the owner of Komodo Kamado. He emailed us the instructions on how to burn it in, and what it clearly states is these grills come pre-seasoned, so you can do as many cooks on it as you want or smokes on it as you want, as long as the temperature is under 200 degrees. What fun would that be? The second part of the instructions state that basically what you have to do is seal up the and don't quote me on this, but the way that these tiles are seated on here, they have some kind of solvent or glue or something like that. If you get online, I'm sure you can get clarification on what exactly that is. So you have to get the grill above 500 degrees for several hours, is what it says, so that you can actually seat the tiles and all of the stuff that's actually used to put these tiles together, the glue and that kind of stuff, vaporizes and escapes. And once you do that, this thing is ready to do whatever you want on it. You can grill at high temperatures, you can smoke for several hours, you can do whatever, but we're gonna get it seasoned in. And this wasn't in the instructions, but what I am gonna do is I'm gonna season all this stuff, okay? I'm gonna bring this all up to temperature, and then I'm gonna take some of it out, and once the grill goes into its, once we kill it and let it cool down, I'm not gonna spray any of the walls or anything like that with, seasoning, but I am gonna do the grates, like probably butter flavored in the can seasoning, and let it sit. Then after that, we're gonna get after it, and we're gonna have tons of videos for you guys to grill on. So stay tuned. Show you what we're working with here. So I've already opened up the vents down here. I went to on the dial on the right, I went to the second smallest hole, and on the dial on the left, I went to about, well, on that one, that would be a quarter of the way open or a third of the way open. We're gonna start with that. I just want to bring the fire up really slowly, and we'll get to 500, but we're gonna do it very slowly. Okay, so I took the center charcoal basket dividers out. We're gonna do 2/3 of the basket because it is kind of late, so I'm gonna have to kill the fire at some point here, and I think if we fill up the whole charcoal basket, we're gonna be here all night and maybe all day tomorrow, maybe the next day. So we're gonna start with that. We're gonna use the little starter cubes, which I have not had a chance to use yet, and I'm kind of excited to use those. I usually just use those, you guys have seen them on my other videos, those little tumbleweeds, which does work great, but I'm gonna try the wax cube. So be right back, we'll get this thing fired up. Today, to light this fire, like I said, I just found these at Lowe's, and I wanted to give them a try. They're little wax cubes, is what they are. And we're gonna give it a shot. I usually use those tumbleweeds, and those work just as good, but I wanna give these a shot. They just for the heck of it. So we're gonna start out with a couple. And you just break them out of here. And I'm gonna put them right in the middle. And to my understanding, you wanna put a little charcoal on top of it. That way it's got something to actually ignite and get started. So we'll do a couple in a couple different spots. And I'll just put like a big briquette on that one. All right, let's light this bad boy up. I recommend tumbleweeds or any kind of other, charcoal starter. Use one of these little torch lighters. I mean, the little Bic ones take forever. This one here just shoots out a good flame. It'll get it going really quick. They look to be doing good so far. So we'll bring you guys in here in just a minute and let you see the progress. Once this flame, the fire dies out a little bit and starts glowing, we're gonna put our accessories back on here. We're gonna shut the lid, and we're going to get it up to 200, between 200 and 250 to start, and we're gonna slowly creep it up until we hit about 500. So stay tuned for that. All right, guys, and here's where we're at so far. See, I lit the charcoal in 2 different spots. You can kind of see over on the left-hand side, and now on the right-hand side, it's starting to get a little bit gray. So it won't be long now. We'll be shutting this thing down and getting it warmed up to temperature. And it is such a beautiful day. And you guys will notice I'm actually in my front yard. And the reason being is because this grill, the smoker, weighs, what is it, 1,000, 1,100 pounds, something like that. There's no way I'm getting this to my backyard. I want it to join the brothers and sisters. Those are that way around that corner of the house. You have to go down that little path and take a right, and then it goes down a pretty steep slope into the into my into my back porch where all of my other grills are. There's just no chance of getting it down there. So guys, I'm going to get this fire going. I'll bring you back here in just a little bit once we start building some temperature. When I get ready to close the lid, I'll bring you back for that, and we'll monitor the temperature and see where we're at that point. See you soon. So we're back. So the fire's ready. About probably 10 to 15 minutes is about what it took to get it ready. So we're gonna put our accessories in there and try to get this thing up to temperature. Got your lower rack, goes on first, obviously. Got your upper rack. I am not using the drip pan or the heat diffuser this time. We're just going to burn it in. There's no reason to use a heat diffuser during the burn in. So I'm going to get the upper rack. Here's the upper rack. Like I said, the reason I'm doing this is because I want to burn all this stuff in. Whether it's recommended or not, I just feel more comfortable doing that. So now at this point, we're going to shut it, lock it. We're vented, and we should be good to go. So, like I said, we're going to leave that about a quarter of the way open. The fire's nice, and with this this lump charcoal, you can always hear it crackling, and that's how you know it's pretty much lit and taking off on its own. So we're going to shut it down. This grill has 2 different locking systems. You can shut it and see it'll close on its own and stop. You know, so it's latched. But to lock it, you got to push it, and it does take a little bit of effort to do that. So that's how you know it's locked. So here's what we got. We're on the second smallest hole on that. This is a learning deal for me too, guys. This is my first Komodo Kamado. I'm trying to get used to it as well, so I have no idea what these temperatures are going to do. We're just going to have to watch them. Like I said, on the left-hand side, the air vent, those are your intakes. I've got that about a third of the way open to start with. You can see I got smoke coming out here now. Our fire is lit. Our temperature's coming up. Boy, we're excited. Been waiting to do this for a long time, so stick with us. I'll let you monitor this temperature as we go along the way, and I have a feeling we're gonna have to throttle back these intakes a little bit because this is a very tightly constructed smoker, and I have a feeling it's gonna get right on up to 200 here in no time. So stay tuned, guys. I'll keep you informed the whole step of the way of this burn-in. All right, so I mean, look at this. What other smoker can you do this to? I mean, you know, it's right at 200 degrees. It's been about 15-20 minutes is what it took to get this thing up to 200 degrees. So a couple safety tips I want to mention to you guys real quick. So as with any smoker, you want to have a fire extinguisher close by, which I've got one about 15 feet away from me in my garage. Anything when you're burning charcoal, no matter what it is, lump charcoal, briquettes, whatever it is, you want to monitor your grill because it's near vehicles or house in most, situations, or under an awning. Hopefully not, but in an apartment under an awning, those type of things. So just use a lot of common sense and monitor them. These type of grills, when you open them, you have to burp them. So you unlatch it, you open it just a little bit, let it burp, then you open your grill. You don't just unlatch it and open it. that will create the grill. The smoker is actually operating right now in a vacuum. So when you open that up, you basically cause a backdraft inside of that smoker. Ash will go everywhere. It'll get all over your food, and it's bad. It's just a bad practice. So right now we're coming up to about 200 degrees. It's right at 200. This is the point where you need to find what temperature you want to smoke at. Now, the Komodo Kamado, another thing that I forgot to mention earlier, you want to raise the temperature on these, especially for the first few cooks, very slowly, because you can actually crack the white Portland cement, which is what I'm told it's made out of. So you want to bring your temperature up slowly. It's a tough grill. Don't worry, you're not gonna break it, but you don't want to just hot box it and just fire it up and something happens. So anyways, let's say you want to cook at 275. When you start reaching 275, you need to start throttling everything down just a little bit, because if you overshoot the temperature in this, it's going to take forever to cool it down. So if you're cooking ribs at 275 and your temperature goes all the way up to 350, that's still a decent smoking temperature for ribs. It's just going to shorten the cook. What's going to end up happening is you're going to waste an hour cooling it back down to the temperature you want it at. So don't play teeter-totter with it. When it starts reaching the temperature you want it to reach, start throttling the intake down a little bit. Start throttling the exhaust down just a little bit until you reach the temperature that you want to reach. And main thing is just monitor it. When you start getting into a teeter-totter, that's the most annoying thing when you're smoking. So we're going to leave it at 200 for a little bit, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to slowly warm it up, and once I hit 500 degrees, I'm going to bring you guys back. We're going to finish up the video, and what we're going to do is we're going to leave it at 500 until it's time to go to bed, and then I'll snuff it out and put it away for the night. So anyways, guys, really hope you like what we're doing here on this channel. Like I say in every other channel, please like and subscribe us, ring the bell, leave me a comment. Let me know some videos you want to see in the future. I'll be glad to make them for you. We did have a little bit of a delay. We had a horrible ice storm here, followed by a horrible snowstorm, and minus 12-degree temperatures here. So, the lake actually froze solid all the way across. We have pictures of it. I didn't go down to the lake when all that was going on, but I swear you could have walked across it. It was bad. I've never seen anything like that out here. So that's why our videos were delayed a little bit, but we are playing catch up, and we're going to get you guys everything you want to see. So we'll see you when this thing hits 500 degrees. Stick with us. All right, guys. There's a temperature after about 45 minutes. So we're doing pretty good. Let's take a peek inside real quick. So like I said, you want to unlatch it, burp it, slowly open it. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see the charcoal down there or not, but it's pretty gray and everything's pretty hot in here, so you don't want to leave your grill open too long, but because the temperature will skyrocket. So get your meat on there, close it back up, and shut her back down. You can see we've lost a little bit of temperature. So anyways, it's maintaining with what we have currently going on, where the dampers are and where the exhaust is. We're maintaining about 225. So just to kind of give you an idea. All right, so let's do a quick recap. So we started out with 2/3 of the basket of lump charcoal, Jealous Devils lump charcoal. You guys know that's what I love to use. We used the 2 starter cubes, which, like I said, I've never used those before. They worked great. I definitely highly recommend them. They sell them at Lowe's, back in the grilling section, the outdoor section. I wanted to see what these dampers were going to do. That way, when I put some meat on this, I know where I need to have everything set so that I can maintain the temperature that I like to smoke on, which is usually between 275 and 300 for most everything out there that I smoke. So once it got up to that temperature, I let it set for a little bit and make sure it was going to stabilize around there. So now I know. Now when I'm ready for a cook, I'll come out here and I know exactly what to have this thing set at. Then I can just throw my meat on there and monitor it with my meter. And that's another thing I'm going to try, because the walls of this are so thick. I'm wondering how the signal on that meter is going to do through those thick walls. I'm sure it'll be fine, but that's another thing that we're going to test out. So anyways, we've hit our 500 degrees, and we're going to just let it sit like that for several hours. So we're going to go ahead and end the video right here, but that's how you break them in. That's what the recommended, it's what the instructions say. You know, you can do as many smokes as you want on this grill as long as it's 200 or below. But if you're going to do anything above that, you have to burn it in, and that's the burn-in process. Get it up to 500 degrees and let it burn for several hours. Just go ahead and empty the whole, let it burn the whole charcoal basket out. That's what you want to do. But you want to bring it up slowly the first few times that you use this smoker to make sure that you're not going to unevenly, you know, or crack something. That'd be bad. So guys, thanks for being with us. The next time you see us, we're going to be doing a rib cook-off here in the next day or two. Bring you back for that. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that on this one yet or not, but either way, you're going to enjoy it. So not sure what we're going to cook on the Komodo first. I'm still kind of thinking about that, but I look very forward to seeing you next time. Make sure and like and subscribe us, and we'll see you next time, guys. Bye.